So hello and welcome to Field Mixologist. So today I'm gonna kind of open this box and do one of my quick autopsies on carburetors. The reason why I do these things is because it's very important when you get a carb to try and understand what's the reason, what's wrong with it, what are the bits you're gonna have to focus on when you do the rebuild. Not so much for Holleys, but for other carbs I generally tend to look out, okay, what sort of parts am I going to need to buy for them. Okay, actually, so already this is looking quite good because this carburetor is quite well packed, and this is the same technique that I use. I put them in like bubble wrap, and then I put some stuff on top. Interesting. So, whoops. Let's have a look. Okay. So there should be a Holley 390 in here. Well, let's have a quick look. Yeah. Now this bag's, I always retain this bag because they're really good for packing material. They're really good. So let's have a look. Okay, so okay, so straight away, this is quite interesting. So I think, so this is quite. It's not exactly seized, but it's a bit laborious. This is slightly better, but anyway, the shafts are not seized, and that's what matters. This is a very interesting one. Look, this. So basically, if you don't put this or something along the lines of this, what is going to happen is there's going to be an air leak once you take out the choke. But what I am going to try and do is I am going to try and leave it with a choke. So let's take this off. Oh wow, this is actually quite good. As a, I might adopt it actually. It's not too bad. Where is my? So one of my try and test it techniques is to just start putting all the parts in a plastic bag, transparent, so it lets you see what you're doing, what you're not doing. So the main things that I look out for in carbs is, okay, let me see. Position of the throttles is okay. So every time I'm looking out for whether the transfer slots are exposed if the thing is on idle, but it's not the case with this carb. So everything seems to be okay on the front. So let's take this out, the bowls, the accelerator pump, sorry. because the state of it tells you a lot about what you're going to find in the rest of the carb. So look. Actually, this isn't too bad. Okay, so this is like completely like cracking. So this is very tough. So obviously, it probably gives me an idea of what the rest of the condition of the rest of the gasket. So let's try and do this. I'm starting to get a bit excited about this. This actually looks pretty clean. The other thing with these cups is that if you take the bolts out, especially for the fuel bolts, if they're corroded or something, you know that's something. Whoa, it's coming out pretty easily. Look at this. This is actually pretty good. So this fuel bolt is very clean. So this is looking good. Okay, fuel transfer tube. I need to clean that up. I knew I was gonna have to clean that. Ah, okay. So this is the original gasket that came with the carb, and so actually, I don't think this carb has ever been opened up. I'm probably, if I open the power valve here, I need a bit of alternative persuasion. I need to get through it a different way. Notoriously stuck for a power valve. But it is coming out. Let's have a look at the jets. 51.2, yeah, that's fine. That's what it's required. So that's okay. Let's try and get the base plate off. See how that's faring. So all the bolts are coming out pretty easily, which is a good sign. Let's have a look. This is probably where the gasket is stuck. Now, one of the things about these carbs is that you need to be extremely careful when you're taking the base plate out, because it's more fragile than what you think. So let's, I don't need it there. So let's see what wonders lie beneath in the secondary bowl. You see, the story here is less happy because these bolts are quite corroded. So let's have a look. There you go. This, and again, I think this is the original gasket. Yeah, it's peeling off. That's okay. So this bowl, sometimes they need a bit of persuasion with, well, I could use a rubber mallet. There you go. That's pretty good. And it wasn't as bad as I thought. Obviously there is a slight problem with the fuel levels set out incorrectly, but let's keep an open mind about that. And now this. Let's check out the secondary. So let's test it by doing like this, and yeah, works. That's good. And let's just check one final thing, that the accelerator pump has the check valve, which I'm sure it will be. Yes, it does. I'm sure it will be because it has never been opened. Plate number 4, interesting. Okay, so actually this is pretty good. I mean, it has one or two issues, but otherwise it's quite a clean sort of looking carb, and I'm sure it cleaned up very nicely. So to be continued.